Could this be the greatest Kevin Harvick paint scheme ever? Well, let's discuss this. Here's Kevin Harvick's 2016 Busch Light Chevrolet SS. Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again, and whoa! This, in my opinion, guys, is one of, if not the greatest Kevin Harvick paint scheme of all time. Yes, it's already got the base removed. This car was displayed before, but it's practically mint. This car, I'm telling you guys, is the greatest Kevin Harvick paint scheme of the Gen 6 era. But I mean, honestly, this car, the Gen X car, it's like splitting hairs, right? This is just a incredible Busch Light Chevrolet SS. And I tell you what, in 2016, this paint scheme, I'm telling you, in this car in 2016, when I seen they were making a diecast for it, and I seen them drive this car at Richmond, it was the day race, right? I think Kurt Busch might have won that race. This paint scheme, it just absolutely, I fell in love with it. Like, I just truly fell in love with this paint scheme. I had to get a 1/64 scale for it. This thing, in my opinion, is one of the greatest Kevin Harvick diecasts ever. I'm going to be God honest with you. This thing is absolutely stunning. And as you can see, it's already moving around because the middle packaging piece is built to hold in a base. But like I said, this car has been very, very well taken care of. And without further ado, let's go and get this Kevin Harvick diecast right out of the box. Alrighty, folks. Right out of the good old box. Wow. This thing, I'm telling you guys, is easily one of my favorite diecasts of all time. My favorite Busch paint scheme, besides the Gen X car, it is. I'm still torn about the Gen X 2019 Kevin Harvick diecast and this one. Look, the diecast mode itself isn't the greatest in the world. You know, the Chevrolet SS is kind of a mundane, muddy water type of paint scheme, just pretty generic. But this paint scheme, you could put it on a cardboard box, you could put it on a cereal box, heck, you could put it on a toilet seat. This thing is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the silver, the bright, the dark blue, the just very, like, it's almost like a snow type of white. And to think that, like, the whole base color of this car is like a dark blue. This paint scheme truly has it all. Like, this is just one of those paint schemes that as soon as I seen on the television, I said, I gotta get that diecast. This thing is absolutely stunning, dude. Like, I was so, like, torn when they went from this paint scheme, the Busch Light car, and they changed it up for, like, 2017 and 2018, because I was thinking, this car is absolutely stunning. In my opinion, it is a 10 out of 10 paint scheme, right? They changed it over. And looking back, I still agree this is the best looking one besides the Gen X car. But man, this would make one banging throwback. I'm just saying. So we got Busch Light. Notice the three-dimensional pattern here as the can would be right here. So you got, great taste in an easy drinking light beer. Very cool. Got the Anheuser bird over there on the perch. You go into the nose of this Chevrolet. Notice this, that the splitter on this car here, it's like a very, I would say, subtle light blue. And it just goes so well together. You know, I love transitions. I love, like, shadowing in the paint schemes. You know, I don't like it when things are just always dull. I like seeing like, when you have the ice, you have the blue white, then you have your normal white. And it kind of blends together and gives it that icy Arctic look. Well, that's what it gives me with this paint scheme. And see this blue here? You know, it's the outline of the 4, you know. It just really breaks apart the front of the car and just adds more detail to it. Like the 4 right here. The middle of the 4 is that beautiful navy blue, but they put it in the middle on the front contingency 4. And it looks very good. So we got Stewart-Haas Racing, Moog, Mail, Comp, Edelbrock, Sunoco. Go right to the left side of this Chevrolet. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more here. And let's get some detail on this freaking camera, guys. So let's look at this freaking car here. 2016 was an interesting year for me because that was the last year I really collected a whole bunch of diecasts, right? Because 2017 came in, Harvey, you know, financially things just weren't good, right? I only got like 1 or 2 cars that whole year. 2018 was a different story, but in 2016, that was like, I freaking remember getting this car, man. I was like, oh my God, I love it. This paint scheme is just, I could look at it all day. Truth be told, I could. So you got Kevin Harvick right there. Notice again the bright blue outlining here. The Twitter bird, the Facebook F, the Instagram, old school Instagram logo there. Pretty cool looking back at these old social media tags. What is that? Outback, I think it's like State Water Heaters or something. Hunt Brothers Pizza, Mobile One, and Jimmy John's. Busch Light. I mean, just look at this paint scheme. I mean, the 4 is right here in the middle. And you have this silver that's like on top of the mountaintops. And it just shoots all the way up here to the back window. And it just, like, the way they got the edges and the detail. It flows so nice with the paint scheme. I mean, just the way they put the Busch logo right there underneath that window. And the way the transitions and the shadowing and the fade effects work. It just freaking works, guys. So you got Busch Light, you got Mac Tools, Mobile One, Haas, Jimmy John's right there in the corner panel. You got Busch. See, look at the logo for the Busch can right here, the Busch logo. It looks great. I personally prefer the Ford, 2000 style font compared to the bold archway font. That's just me. I was very confused, really, when they changed the paint scheme from this to the 2017 style paint schemes, right? They changed it over. They changed the entire branding of it. When I heard they were going to switch over from Budweiser to Busch, I was extremely skeptical because I'm like, Budweiser is such a popular thing in NASCAR. Why would they change it? Busch is kind of looked at like, oh, it's just an old man's beer or something, right? They changed it over in NASCAR in 2016, and to be honest, it was a genius move looking back because now it is so mainstream with the younger generation. You got the Busch commercials and all that stuff. It was a marketing genius thing, and I tell you what though, they really put a lot of emphasis on their paint schemes because they want their cars to be the talk of the town in the garage area. You can even ask my buddy Robbie Noonan about this, and that's what they do. They want people to be talking to the garage area saying, this is the beautiful paint scheme of the weekend. So you got NASCAR Race Car there, NASCAR Sprint Cup Series IR, Lincoln Welders, Flowmaster, Mobile One, K&N, Mechanics Work, Last Break, shots to the NASCAR Diecast Cup Series. You got the Goodyear logo here. No outlining really on that, so that's kind of a disappointment. Got some really small contingencies down here, including Exalta, Bosch. Don't know what that is, and I think that's Rush Truck Centers. So go over to the back end of this Chevrolet, and this was the second to final year for the Chevrolet SS in NASCAR. In 2018, they brought out the Camaro. It had, let's be honest, a lot of growing pains. You think about it, 2016, Jimmy Johnson wins a championship. He wins his second Gen 6 championship. But I tell you what, though, these paint schemes are just beautiful, man. There are some paint schemes they produce each year that just absolutely captivate my attention. I said previously that the 2016 Darlington Throwback for Matt Kenseth is my favorite paint scheme of 2016. Unfortunately, I think I have to recall that because I think it's got to be this car. So you got Busch Light right there, great taste in an easy drinking light beer. Got the Chevrolet SS back bumper with the 6 exhaust ports. Got the 4, got the whatever that is. I think it's Kevin Harvick Foundation right there. And then over here to the right side of this diecast, and I just look at the quality. I mean, think about it. Yes, there's some things that are skeptical. The B-post decal here, yeah, no Goodyear outlining. But truth be told, how many diecasts have we seen completely roached by Lino Racing? And I gotta say, this one, for the most part, was decently spared. Yeah, the NASCAR race car logo looks like it's in a trifold wallet there. It's all good, though. This paint scheme, though, in my opinion, is just, I just can't stress it enough. There's just certain paint schemes that just captivate you. And this is one of them. No doubt in my mind. The Busch Light car from 2016, it is, in my opinion, the second, if not the greatest Kevin Harvick paint scheme ever. I just love this freaking race car, man. So we got the number 4 right there. We got Jimmy John's. Got the Jimmy John's little JJ logo there. Go over to the deck lid. And this is what I'm talking about. Marketing genius. Look at this paint scheme. So you have that mountaintops going this way, the mountaintops going this way, but they kind of meet in the middle here. But they don't just like make the whole corner of the car white, right? They actually put a jagged, uneven edge on both sides. So it gives this side more character. It gives this side more character. It's not just a symmetrical shape. No, it's a flowing mountain pattern that goes around the whole car. And this is something that was very popular with the Dale Earnhardt Jr. cars, is making the back end of the car a different color than the side and the roof. The dark blue back here on the caboose, but you have your actual decal wrap, the paint scheme pattern that goes across the side. Anyways, folks, thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you would. I would greatly appreciate it. Helps out the channel tremendously. If you want to see more NASCAR diecast reviews like this and more content on the channel, upload gameplay stuff, diecast hauls, Door Less Cup Series racing, all kinds of good stuff over here on the channel, especially during, the off season and all that good stuff. It's nice to be able to have some NASCAR content that you can go back and help you get through the long off season. It's not like we already had 2 of these this year with the whole stupid break back in the springtime. Anyways, folks, have a great one. Stay humble. Diecast Buffet signing off, mate. Busch.